Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymax, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be at about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to Weird Wednesday. What's up, Jamie?
What's up? How are you?
Oh man, I'm like a virtual shit show at the moment. I have a pile of cords on my desk, and why do I keep them if they don't work? Because then I just end up like a week or two later trying to use them again, and I'm like, oh, they don't work. Why don't I just throw them away? Or I have brand new cords that are the complete wrong ones.
Because
Why
it's
do
a
I keep these?
beach to take it back to freaking Amazon.
Yeah, cords
Because
upon
sometimes
cords.
you need to use them. All of a sudden, you get rid of something, and then it's like, oh, I know this is what I could use that cord for.
Yeah, but they don't work. That's the thing.
Oh, well, then you
They're
shit
broke.
can them.
I know. Why don't I just throw them
Do
away
it
instead of
right now. Right now.
torturing myself the next time I go to use them? Like, why didn't I throw this piece of shit away like the last time that it didn't work?
You come across the same broken, that's just torturing
Yeah,
yourself, man.
I know. I'm like, I'm stupid. It's
Because then
like,
you get your hopes. I used to do that with vape parts. And I was like, I don't know why I keep it, but then it's like every time it's like I'm going to see this again and get juiced thinking it's whatever, and it's not. Every time it's like, but I still hung on to it.
yep,
In fact, I think I still have it, and I don't even do that stuff anymore.
yeah,
That's a hoarder.
yeah, exactly. That's my problem.
I
I'm
think I
just like,
think I've got a slight hoarding problem.
yeah, I'm just gonna start like stomping them into oblivion, and that way I know they're broken. I've got literally like a whole box of cables down here, and every time I go to look for one, it's like another lesson in frustration. I should just throw the whole freaking box in the trash, and next time I need a cable, I'll just go buy a new one that I know works. Oh man.
I just threw two balls of stuff. There's headphones stuck in there. There's all sorts of stuff in those water wires into the garage. Good stuff too. But it's like, shit, what am I going to do with all this right now? I used to try to tape the cord to the thing so I know what goes to what. And then adapters and parts.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hide this adapter to this thing, like the thermal thing that goes to one of Anthony's app or website software. It's like the little thermometer thing for it.
Yeah.
Where do I save that to remember that that's where that is when I happen to use that? Or, okay, I know I'm going to remember next time. Like, I was searching high and low 2 months ago for this little box of parts. I thought,
Yep.
I'll know exactly where it's at when I need it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'll know exactly where it's not.
But when I found it, I was like, aha, now I remember why I put it there, though that was a good idea.
Yeah, that's me. I usually put something somewhere where I'll know where it is the next time I need it, except the next time I need it, I forgot where I put it
Mm-hmm.
to have it. It's like I was getting ready to go on my trip, my little miniature vacation, and I've got two GoPro cameras, or they're Osmo action cameras.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 batteries. I got
Awesome.
tripod. I got all kinds of shit. I get ready to go, and it's like, where are my cameras? They've been sitting here for like the last 2 months. Where are they? They're gone. They're nowhere to be found.
What? Did you have them in a case?
Yeah, a misplaced case. It's like, oh, hell with it. Who needs a stupid camera anyways? Henceforth, that's why I didn't get a whole lot of video, because I didn't have anything but my cell phone with me.
Have you found them yet?
Yeah, I found one of them. Oh, man. I need some organization. Oh, there's my glasses. I've been looking for them too, and they're wrapped up in a shit ton of cords.
Mm-hmm. Seems like that's the way everything kind of is.
I think I need to clean my desk.
I can stick my hand pretty much anywhere and pull out like one of these.
Yeah, that's me right now. Literally.
This is my drawer next to me. And that's how, there's a mouse hanging out of it.
All right. Got my glasses free. Holy shit, birds.
And it all just gets crammed right back in there.
Yep. Wow.
Like a glove.
I need some organizational.
Actually, that's what I've been doing the past few days now. I might have to work on that in a second. The past few days now, probably about 5 or 6. Again, that's what I went to, kind of like the COVID mentality of if you can't control anything else that's going on in the world, control what you can at least. And, some people are like obsessing on like house cleaning, this and that. So I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to, everything that's pissing me off and that's fallen apart and knocked me back hella steps, I'm doing it. Every single day. It doesn't matter if it's even just one thing off of that list, but I'm doing it. If it's one of the things that I keep putting off because it sucks, I'm doing it, and I've been doing it, and I feel so much better by it. Some days I only do get the one thing. Maybe that one thing took me 3.5 hours, but it's one less thing I had to think about or do.
Yeah.
And so I've got a whole goal for like this room, like taking the whole altar apart. Slowly been chipping away at this or that. Last time I did it, I broke my, leg, and I've had all these setbacks, and then I could feel myself, things start to add up, and then you start feeling like you're downward spiraling because you can't even like tread to stay ahead. You just keep getting kicked.
Yeah.
And then that's when everything, can go to hell. And it's like, oh, hell no. I am not going to let things spiral on me. I'm pulling my boots back up, and I'm kicking all this in the ass.
Yeah. Janice says, isn't the junk drawer in the kitchen where the extra cords go? Yeah, normally it is, but I got so much shit in the junk drawer in my kitchen that there's no room for anything else. Oh, man. And like we totally emptied that out a while back, and it just magically filled itself back up again. I don't understand it.
But this here isn't junk. This is like really important. This is like the important stuff up in this one next to me. The size of this switchblade.
Gotta have a good sticker knife every now and again, you know?
You gotta have a good letter opener.
Yeah.
Got your novelty knives,
Yeah.
LED, got thousands of the LED remotes, more knives.
Yeah, that's me as around. I'm great at putting things away to where I don't know where they are the next time I need them, but they're away, and you know.
And when you find them, you always do remember like why you did it that way and your reasoning, and it was usually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, it was a good idea until you realize you found it after you don't need it anymore.
Like maybe it's not practical. Oh, I've been answering people on the wrong part. Yeah, maybe not practical, but coming across the wiring of, my dad from the past is always an interesting thing. He had his way, to get things done. He got them done, maybe not always, So I was trying to figure out how to fix the stupid lights in this fan. Can't even get the stupid bowl off of it. So I'm up there like twisting it. I twist it, and then all of a sudden the thing that's supposed to turn the light on turns the fan on, and vice versa. So I'm like, okay, that don't make sense. So I'm moving, like, I know this fucking thing has to come off somehow. I turn it. All of a sudden the fan just turns on full blast. I've got my head like I'm on the steps, like, whoa, man. I don't know what he did, but that's another project that I have to tackle.
Yeah. Cool. I think I got things in order here for the time being.
But it does feel good when you have everything in place. I don't know who I was talking to. I think it was Lori. We're talking about liking to purge things here or there, like every so often, just clearing out a little space and getting rid of stuff. Because your environment really does affect you mentally.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I've been so, like, I don't know, in a weird mood the last week or so.
Like disheveled feeling.
Yeah. Distracted.
Though they say that the more messier are typically like more intelligent people, like Edison, I think it was. Things like that. You're supposed to be like more intelligent, but the more your environment's a mess, the more you're going to feel a mess, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And then you stand in the middle of the room for like 5 minutes sometimes, like, no, wait, what?
Yeah, what was I doing? Where did this come from? Oh man. Did you see the India, landed on the moon? Did you see their footage of that?
Recently?
Yeah.
No. Wait, what was it just recently? Not that long ago. Like, how recent?
Well, it was fairly recent. I don't
like
know.
a few weeks ago or a few months ago,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't actually look at the footage, like watch it.
And I got a little clip here. Somebody sent me a thing today. And they kind of had a point. I'll play it. It's just a few seconds. Well, I mean, it's longer than that, but I just have a few seconds of it. And I kind of understand why they do it this way. But at the same time, they're like, well, people are, the West is making fun of us. Well, no shit. Here's why. Here's their video. Okay. Now, if you look at the spaceship over here, this is something that looks like it's off an Atari game. You know, it's
And pixelated. It looks like
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम
okay. So, you know,
Wait, that's the spacecraft that landed on the moon?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Well, I get it because they don't have like a camera crew up there filming the spacecraft landing on the moon.
Yeah.
So they use a simulation thing.
Yeah, I got you.
But come on, man, use something a little better than some fucking Atari graphics. At least use a PlayStation 5. Something that's a little more realistic looking.
It looks like there's a Lego guy standing in the middle of it.
Yeah. And then, you know, and then they're like, oh, everybody's making fun and saying that we didn't land on the moon. Well, it's because you use dumb shit like this. I mean,
like you could have made a better video on like free stuff apps you get on your phone off the Android.
Yeah.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम
And I get it. It's a simulation. They don't have somebody up there filming it, but you can make the simulation look a little better. I mean, and then they wonder why people give them shit about it.
Yeah, I'd heard about it and everything, but didn't bother to.
Somebody sent it to me today, and you know, they were like, "Look how fake this is." I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's a simulation." You know, I mean, they don't have, you know, they didn't send a crew ahead of time, and okay, you guys land, and when the spaceship actually lands, you film it. No, it doesn't work that way. But
why didn't they even use something that's supposed to look like what the actual spacecraft is? Like, that's the thing that makes me suspicious. Like, bullshit, you would not take something like that and land it on the moon. That's not what you're using. So why don't you have clip art at least of, I mean, you can do that like in CAD. I mean,
yep,
an actual AI image of like your craft landing on the moon.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. They, you know, there's a good reason.
Then I don't really believe it.
Yeah, there's a good reason to use AI right there. AI can make all kinds of shit and make it look real, but they don't choose to use it in something like this.
Yeah.
You know, even though
when you actually need a realistic simulation.
Yeah. No, we don't want to do that, but you know, we'll give you 12 dozen fake pictures to make you believe this.
I mean, it looks exactly like this. Wait, video game. It reminds me of this little emoji. Yeah, so low budget.
I know. Yeah, we spent all our money. We spent all our money on the
rocket.
The rocket, so we don't have any money for the simulation. So we're just.
We've seen the price of fuel lately.
Yeah, my kid has an old Atari that he's not using, so we're just going to use that.
Didn't they have to get the rights for that?
Yeah, maybe so.
Like copyright strike.
So yeah, I don't know. Been a lot of crazy traffic incidents. Man, I'll tell you one thing. Driving from here to Venice, Florida is where I went. It's about a 4-hour drive from where we live.
That's south.
It's southwest. It's the complete other coast of Florida.
Okay.
The east coast of Florida. Whereas I'm on the east coast. I mean, the trip started out. Yeah, I was telling you, 20 minutes down the road. Probably not even 20 minutes. The dogs are all, Tiki, the old dog, she's like a road warrior veteran. She used to go everywhere with us. So, she was okay. She got in the back and got in her bed. We had both their beds in the back of the car so they could just chill and nap. And Dixie, the younger one by a couple of years, you know, she's nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory. And I look in the rearview mirror and I'm like, oh, look at that. She's getting in the back window to look out the window. And I'm looking at the road and I glance in the rearview mirror again. And my dog is on top of our luggage, shitting everywhere. And not just normal turds. No, this is like projectile diarrhea.
You didn't say it was on top of your luggage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Ew,
So
and the zippers and the seams and everything.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Luckily it was kind of contained in one spot on Darcy's brand new bag that this was like the second time she'd ever used it. Got a little bit on my bag and a little bit everywhere else. And then, you know,
A little bit everywhere else. I mean,
Yeah.
there's shit everywhere.
yeah. And then the smell's hitting me and I'm like,
I was just gonna say, did it stink like the whole, like have the after ghost smell the whole ride back?
oh man, it was bad. So I looked for a place to pull over, you know, frantically. And luckily, by the grace of God, there's like this, I don't know, like a pilot truck stop or whatever. And, you know, they got like faucets and everything right there at the gas pumps. Well, all right, this is awesome, you know. So Darcy's back there, you know, just washing the shit off her bag and trying to clean up everything. I'm like looking for leashes to take them. There's a grassy spot there, you know, to take them out. And as I'm doing that, I look and she's in the driver's seat. Round two. All over the driver's seat, all in the floorboard. It's like, how can a little tiny dog shit so much? And this is, granted, like I say, like 15, 20 minutes into the road trip. So I'm like, all right, is this how the rest of the vacation is going to line up here?
Was it all over her fur?
There was shit everywhere. Yeah. She didn't have that much on her, except for when she stepped in it. But yeah. I'm like, God, mighty. You know, as much as you love your animals, sometimes you just want to put them in a meat grinder. Call it a day.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I do. Today, like I told you, I couldn't even get the articles because it wasn't, you know, 1 time, 3 times, 5 times, but 6 or 7 times again, like straight shit up and down, like, oh, I'm sorry, baby. And it's like, I'm so sick and I feel so bad, but I start to type and I hear, and like, no, I'm chasing him with the paper towel. Like, if you're gonna spew into this, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough.
I love him, but man, like,
Exactly.
I can't handle the amount of the smell and just constant shit, and then that ripe shit smell. I'm sorry.
Camera. Yeah.
But I'm so happy he's okay right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was bitching about my dogs, but I love them, you know.
Feed them tacos.
Yeah.
Was it a Shih Tzu, Gary said?
Oh, boy. It was bad.
So why did you feed him before you left, or like what happened with all that?
I don't know. It was just one of them, really, but it's her. She loves going for a ride in the car, but it's the kind of psycho dog that we have. She's mentally kind of challenged, and I don't know if it was her first time like away from home. Like I say, Tiki is just like, yeah, whatever, and she just goes and gets in her bed, and She just chills. She's used to
Oh, I
travel.
see. Yeah, I got
This
the
was
dogs mixed up.
this was Tiki's first adventure
Okay.
away from home for more than a few hours. So
But it was only 20 minutes.
yeah, I know. I was like, yeah. Had to pretty much pull everything out and clean the car after I'd just cleaned the car to go on a trip. But yeah, it got better. She was a nervous wreck the whole we got there, and we got there kind of late because I-4 is a complete shit show. I hate that road. Through the dead zone on I-4, traffic's just a nightmare, and there's a huge wreck. So it's backed up on, there's a detour. It was just a nightmare. It took us forever to get there. And people drive like complete freaking morons. Insane the way people drive. And we got there kind of late, and we just decided to go run a few errands. Let's go to the grocery store, get some food, come back, make dinner, chill out, and get up early the next morning, go hit the beach looking for shark teeth. So we get ready to go to bed that night. And like normally, I sleep with a fan on in my room. And because my dog, the same dog, is afraid of the dark.
Oh.
So
And the thunder, right?
yeah, it's afraid of the dark, thunder, any loud noises. Yeah, there's a multitude of things, but we usually sleep with the fan on, which makes noise. And you usually have the TV on a black screen with waves or some sort of ambient noise. And there's
For the dog or you?
for the dog mainly.
The things we do for our animals.
I know. So
Awesome.
we get ready to go to bed, and I realize there's no fan in here. There's no ceiling fan. There's no TV in the bedroom. And when you turn the lights off and shut the door, it's pitch dark.
Oh.
So that wasn't going to work because, you turn the lights out and Dixie's sitting straight up, climbing on top of you.
And it's a new place.
Yeah.
Poor baby.
We get up, go out in the living room, turn the TV on, sign in, to YouTube on under my account, and find, I don't know, waves or something, some ambient noise. Turn that on. Leave the bathroom light on with the door cracked and the bedroom door open so it's not pitch dark. And that's good. She's chilled out. Within 45 minutes, the YouTube stopped, even though it was on some sort of timer or something. And it was like, "Are you still watching?" And if you didn't reply, it would shut off.
Oh man.
Good 45 minutes or an
It's
hour.
not the premium.
The noise stops. So as soon as the noise stops, the dog wakes up and it's looking all around. The air conditioner kicks on, it makes a clicking noise. Basically, we didn't get any sleep that night because the freaking dog was driving us insane. Finally, about, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning, I took him outside. Darcy had already taken him out a couple of times. I take him out. And the last time Darcy took him out, Dixie just wanted to get in the car. She's like, "Screw this, I'm ready to go home. I don't got to pee. I just want to get in the car and get the hell out of here." Yeah, we didn't get much sleep that night. And the next day, we were going to leave, go to the beach and go shark tooth hunting. I'm like, that's it. We're giving this dog a half a Benadryl. So she'll chill the hell out. While we're gone, or she's gonna chew a hole through the wall. Luckily, they're not chewers, but yeah.
She was like, "Screw you guys, I'm going home."
Yeah.
You can give dogs Benadryl?
Yeah. We did. Yeah, we've given it to them before, like half a dose.
I mean, I know you can for like if they need it. Like I think it was Christina when her dog got attacked by a bunch of bees. Oh, that was horrible. A bunch of wasps or bees or something, and she couldn't get to the vet. It was a nightmare. She had to go get actual Benadryl and figure out the weight and the dosage and all that. And she was able to save them, but
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, like making him tired. Kind of like a kid giving him
Yeah.
a little bit of whiskey on the gums.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Craig. Got rid of the analog TVs and now you have no more white noise. Exactly. Finally figured out the TV. So about 4 o'clock in the morning, we got it to where I think we slept until the sun came up. So, yeah. Yeah, I should have given them a gummy. Exactly.
They do have them CBD, and I've been wondering about it. Them for like horses and dogs, everything.
Yeah, I've given them to our dogs.
They seem relatively safe. I don't know. My cat almost had liver failure from eating a pot leaf once.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know they couldn't eat it. Her little tiger, and we had plants when I was married. And I used to think it was funny, because the leaf was so much bigger than her face, and I would play with it and she'd like bite at it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cute, like, oh, look at Tiger, she bites the leaf, I mean, not like eat it, but she'd bite into it, and I'd pull it. Well, the leaves come out of the closet sometimes, or they stick to your shoe and go through the house anyways. I guess she ate some. Well, there's also, because we lived on this old property, like behind a cemetery, there's like this 100-year-old house we were in, an oleander tree back there, all this stuff. So I thought, because she started having seizures, that when she went in the back, she ate a piece of the oleander or something. And so I'm in there and the doctor's treating her, and he comes out and he's like, is she around marijuana at all? I'm like, no. And he goes, are you sure? And I said, no. I said, it could be the, oleander in the back, this and then. He goes, I don't know. Are you sure there's no way she could get marijuana? And then I didn't, of course there was, but I didn't give her, like, I kept that stuff away from her. But then I realized, like, oh my God, the leaf, like, she would bite the leaves and stuff. So did she eat the leaves?
Yeah.
And then I felt like an ass. I think of all the times I'm sitting there laughing and playing with her. I'm poisoning my cat, I mean, luckily she lived through it. And I, had you all the IVs and everything, but it's like, damn. So I got a little bit nervous about like the CBD stuff when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've given them to my dogs and had never had a problem.
But it is completely different things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot, or that's really good for catching them. Yeah, it does. Like in Nebraska, because like my ex's family was from Nebraska. They said it'd grow in like fields and fields, but it was called like no-high weed. That there was like no THC in it. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a huge hemp field here that they grow for CBD.
What I didn't realize is, like, I guess you use like diesel. I don't know if that's what they use for the CBD or if it's for like when you make the wax or the shot or whatever. But some people got in trouble out here in Oakland they were renting a warehouse and skipped out on it. And there's all these like hazardous problems. I guess like they poured a whole shitload of diesel or something out there. And I was thinking about it, I forgot. Oh yeah, I think you do. Like, don't you use like diesel or something like that to like extract certain things out of some of this? Like if you do it like a bootleg way.
Yeah, I've heard something about that. I don't know. It doesn't sound good, like a good idea to me.
No. So I've been
But
wanting to read more about that because like we used to try to extract our own stuff a long time ago, and I can't remember the process, but it was nothing like that.
yeah, I mean, I've used alcohol to extract, you know, like weed and stuff, bud.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not diesel.
Yeah, I mean, why is there all this like diesel and stuff back there? So it makes me think about some of the gummies that I get, you know, from the delivery services and stuff. Because it did remind me of something I heard before where like there was some process to like really get something out. I don't really remember too much except it sparked a light bulb. So I hope those ones I eat, they're like the $5 cheap ones,
Yeah.
you know, aren't being made with like diesel or something. It's just, I don't know. Got to look into it.
Why do I get a headache every time I eat these? Yeah, Everclear. That's what I
Okay.
got a big bottle of in there. 151. It's for making tinctures.
Oh, yeah. It's starting your car.
Yeah. It's your first article has a video, right?
Yep.
Where the hell is it? Oh, I know where it's at.
This was on Fox. And of course, I thought it looked cool. First thing I think of, though, is her back is turned. And I think, like, okay, what if, like, her hair is like this, you know, pulled over her shoulder like mine is, and there's like this string to your sweatshirt, like your hoodie, and you have like piece of hair kind of tied to the string on your hoodie, and then you could sit there, and if you go like this and just lightly pull it, it wouldn't look like you're moving, but it'd be enough to like move the hair. That's the only like debunking I could come up with as far as looking at it. um a woman claimed a ghost pulled her hair while she was on her first ever ghost tour with friends and was sitting on a sofa. Katie was taking a ghost tour in an 18th century Georgia manor house in Wimborne Minster, Dorset, England, when she had the oddest encounter with what she thinks was a ghost. She and some friends were in the Grade 1 listed Marley House, built in 1756, when Katie swore she felt something pull at her hair. Something just touched my head, she commented in the released video. Another woman responded, "There's nothing beside you." Katie, however, swore she felt something or someone touch her head. And that's another thing, like she wasn't moving. When I go on investigations and stuff, like I usually have my hair pulled back in braids and things. I'll like braid all my hair up and put it in ponytails just so it doesn't snag on things, just to help debunk some of that stuff. It's okay, buddy. Ghost expert Tony Ferguson, who was, I think there's an actual like other picture though that goes to this before the video.
Oh yeah, I had one up.
But I don't think because it shows like her hair and stuff. Katie, however, swore she felt something or someone touch her head. Ghost expert Tony Ferguson, who was on the tour, said he filmed the sit down and the camera would pick up any movement if something really did touch her. Ferguson, who's been hunting ghosts for 15 years, said this location's been one he's been wanting to visit for years. On that night, we had many skeptics, non-believers, and believers in the group, he recalled, of the visit to the house. Ferguson said Katie was on her first ever ghost hunting investigation and was nervous about the movement she claimed to have felt on her head. You can see it move on the left-hand side of her head, he pointed out on the video footage provided. The ghost hunter said it was pitch black at the time, but her hair can be seen moving in the video. The group also claimed to have heard loud bangs and the voices of children while on the ghost tour of the home. And so then you watch the video. That's okay. And they say to watch the video. It's okay, buddy. Can you hear him like grunting and groaning? I was turning the
That's weird.
So the only way, like I said, I could see if your back is turned like that and you have like your shirt, like a string on your hoodie, you could kind of pull it just enough to kind of make this little tough pull, you know what I mean? And then you're like, oh my God, what was that?
And it's weird too, because you hear a noise right when her hair moves.
Yeah.
You hear a thunk. Right there.
And it almost sounded like an EVP.
I just touched my hair.
Wait, do it one more time. Like a knocking. Huh. It sounds like a knock.
Touched my hair.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. I remember One Hitter Quitter. Or there was Expando.
Yeah, I've been on investigations or whatever you want to call them where I've been touched, or it felt like something moved my hair. And then again, I've been touched like where it feels like spider webs or something are on you, I don't know if that's an accurate description of what it feels like, but there was no spider webs on me, but that's what it felt like kind of in a way. I don't know.
Like an electrically or sticky kind of web.
Yeah.
And I've been touched like when I was on the Hornet, for instance, where you could actually feel like the soldiers where you could feel it's like almost like pressure you could feel on your actual skin, like somebody swiping down to touch like your back or like by your butt. Like I kept feeling like something touching by my butt. We were standing in the food court and stuff. I could feel something, and we were with Nick, and all of a sudden, like, who was it? Like, Jeff was sticking his hand in he felt something in his pocket. Jeff, like, felt something move in his pocket. And he reached in, and, he had a sandwich in there. And because he's like, what the hell's what touched me? And all of a sudden, Nick's box goes off, and it says sandwich, like, across the room. It was just one of those things that was a trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt the pressure thing of, like, actual feeling touch, and then, like, the feeling of the spider web. Like, I was actually walking into a portal in the backyard where I was walking, and it's this area I called the force field because the Christmas lights would always do something weird there, and the electronics would go off.
Yeah.
And that's when I would practice with the ghost boxes in the beginning of the apps. And I'd be like, something buried here. Like, what's up with this spot? That was like my test thing. And I'd cross this point, and it was almost like just stopped dead and walked into some sort of like spider webby. I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah. I've had that feeling, like Craig says, like somebody does that on your head, and
oh yeah, the egg thingy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've had my hair pulled. I've been touched like that. I've been scratched. A few different things, and I the skeptic in me is like thinking of every way to debunk it, but some of it I just can't, and I'm like, okay.
And that's why I like to tie my hair, because I know my hair is always, will get pulled. I always will have stuff, and it talks about it. I have my hair played with, but I want to make sure it didn't stick on a button on my thing when I turned, or it hit a wire when I'm walking. So I always like tie it down, braid it like real tight, and then I put it in a ponytail. So it's like no little hairs should even be moving,
Yeah.
to try to just buckle that down.
Yeah. Yeah. I was over at the lighthouse one night. I had a friend of mine with me, and the ghost box was saying her maiden name, which is a real weird name. And it was coming out on the ghost box, like plain as day. And then, we're walking kind of side by side, and I'm telling her this part of the park or whatever has been kind of weird. And, all of a sudden she like kind of like jumps and looks at me, and she's like, did you just put your arm around me? And I'm like, no. And she's like, it felt like somebody had their hand on my shoulder. She was all like legit, like freaked out, She's like, please tell me that was you. I'm like, no, that wasn't me.
I felt this one thing where it's like this, when there's like been a time I had a feeling it was my dad, and it was when I was doing the scrying in that crystal ball video. But there's this thing he always do to my head, and I felt that like in the video when it happened, and his face was like turned in that direction, which was a trip, because if it even like say reflected off the picture I had of him in the back, it would have been a completely different profile.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know how to explain all that stuff, but it happens for sure.
One thing I've noticed that's kind of a trip, and I kind of caught it on just different people's evidence and watching ghost shows, stuff like that. When you watch certain orbs, when there is activity like a REM pod going off, or a closet door moving, blinds moving, something like that. Or like when you hear the spokes of boots going up, like the staircases.
Yeah.
And you would think that the orb itself is going to be with the noise, right? But it's not. Like all of a sudden the orb will like fly up the stairs, and then you'll hear like the sound of the boots, or vice versa. Like you'll hear the boots go up, and then the orb goes up the stairs. Or the blinds, you'll hear like something crashing into the blinds. and then the orb comes and like flies out or something.
Yeah.
And so that aspect of how the energy works to make like these residual sounds out of this little ball of energy really fascinates me,
Yeah.
and something that I personally look for, like when I'm doing stuff in videos and I look for in other people's videos. Like, you know, I know most of the time orbs are dust or bugs, this and that, but there's certain cases when they are actual energy,
Yeah.
and it's just fun to see it work, especially when they start to change and like manifest into something. Have any of you guys seen an orb actually go from an orb and manifest into like another shape?
I've had them change colors and do weird things. I got one video that Sam and me were at the lighthouse filming, and we could see him with our eyes. Like, you know, normally you catch it through the camera, but we could like physically see him. And it was a trip. You know, and I'm looking, like I'm watching them, and I'm like, she's like, "Do you see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And you know, I mean, if you're looking at it, you can tell that it's not a bug. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like,
Exactly.
yeah, just seeing these little balls of light floating around. It's pretty trippy.
And then there's always circumstance. Like one I mentioned, because it's one of my best ones, is at Hotel Ledger, was the big the orb that was found in the darkness. And the thing was, we couldn't find that gravesite the whole entire night, going up and down, could not find his. And that's the hotel we were staying in. Like, where the hell is his grave? Could not find it. Next, oh, I was walking down in the dark. Something told me to turn. It said turn, look, and take a picture, or take a picture and look, something like that. So I stood in the dark. I turned, snapped a picture into the darkness, looked at the camera, didn't see shit, and like we went back to the hotel. So the next day I'm looking at it, and we realize that there's an orb in the picture. And when we're like zooming in on it, we could see this brick piece underneath it to kind of tell where it was at. So we're like, that's a weird looking orb, and I didn't see it that night. There were orbs following us in the treetops too. I have pictures of them as they were like following in the tree. So we went back the next day because I wanted to see if it was a light, like a flasher or something, an ornament somebody put in the tree. Like I wanted to debunk what the orb was.
Yeah,
It turned out that was his grave.
yeah. Oh wow.
The orb was right behind his gravestone. There was nothing in the trees to make the light or anything. It was like, dude, look, there you are. And we
Yeah.
went home.
Yeah, like this picture. It's on my Facebook page. God, let me get out of this. This picture is of an orb in the cemetery right down the road from my house that, I mean, it changed colors. It moved all around. It was bizarre. And we went from purple to green to like pink. And it just like, it was floating around, and, you know, you could see it with your eyes, not just through the camera.
So it like emitted its own light.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like it was just like a standalone bright little light, just like hovering around. It was bizarre. And then it just disappeared, you know? But it's right over like one of these, whatever you want to call it, a tomb or whatever kind of grave sites. But it was,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was a trip.
Here I cat purring.
Moving from that to this one.
Can you
Police
hear
files. What's that?
Can you hear Panda purring?
Yeah, every now and again I can. This is police files reveal airliner near misses with UFOs over England. Did they or did they not? The article says 2 separate incidents involving passenger airliners narrowly avoiding unidentified objects were detailed in the reports. You know, unidentified flying objects doesn't mean they're extraterrestrial or, earthbound, whatever, man-made. Does just unidentifiable, coming perilously close to another object while in the air was a harrowing experience for any pilot. But when it's not even clear what the object is, the situation can quickly become very dangerous. Like Jason's always saying, I don't want to see a UFO in a plane. 2 such incidents, both of which occurred over England, were recently brought to light following a Freedom of Information Act request to Essex Police. The first, which was reported by the pilots of Ryanair flight, which took off from Stansted Airport in Essex, was described as a black object that was encountered at 4,000 feet. According to the lag, the object passed within 20 meters of the aircraft. That's pretty damn close. The plane was traveling at 230 miles an hour, and the object was traveling from north to south. They said it was possibly a drone, but the drone monitoring equipment at the airport did not pick up anything of the such. The second incident, which again occurred near Stansted Airport, involved 3 separate airliners, which all reported an unidentified object within their vicinity. 2 of the planes picked something up on their traffic collision avoidance systems, but none of the pilots were able to put eyes on the object. No definite explanation of either incident has ever been found. So who knows, what they saw in their instruments. Could it just be their instruments, malfunctioning? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. I mean, the first one they saw, black object. And if they're traveling 230 miles an hour, and something is out there, it's at least keeping up with them or possibly exceeding their speed. Drones don't fly that fast. Sorry. Are you muted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see something. Share screen. Oh wait, I have to open what I want to share first. Hold on.
Yeah, like they had the silver metallic, UAP, UFO, whatever you want to call it, over one of the bases, a while back. It was over in the Middle East somewhere, and then they came out recently and said, oh, it was just a Mylar balloon. Yeah, I don't believe it.
I don't think I can make this any bigger. Wait. Anyways, that is the spot. It's hard to see. That's the orb blown in. And that's when I had taken it. And in the dark in the picture, I didn't see none of that. It was just a black picture. Like none of this was in the picture.
Ah.
And
yeah, see up at the top where it says plus and minus 100%.
Yeah.
You click on the plus, it might make it bigger.
Oh, what did I do?
I don't know.
I just made my screen bigger. I just screwed something up.
Ah.
Oh no. Okay. Anyway, now my whole screen is weird. But that was it. It's weird, like when you actually look at it and you zoom in on it. But I thought that was cool because it was like exactly in the spot that I was looking for.
Oh yeah.
And so orbs like that, I didn't see it with my eyes. I didn't see emitting light around it. I didn't see nothing. But when you look at the circumstance of the story and everything involved, it's kind of like, and then what it had said, look,
Yeah.
picture, whatever the hell, turn around, turn, look, and
Yep.
whatever. Did I say it on here? I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it told me to turn around and look, so I did.
Yeah. I've had stuff like that happen when I've been, recording or shooting video or audio or whatever. I've had them like react. Like I was saying the last time, I think my best ghost box session ever was in a graveyard up down the road from my house. And it was like I was talking to somebody like directly. I was getting direct answers, and they kept telling me recording error, recording. And when I got back home, I had video, but I had absolutely no audio whatsoever.
Because
And the
they
whole
decide
time,
what we can keep.
yeah, the whole time they were trying to tell me that it wasn't working. I just wasn't listening. Wasn't getting it.
Oh, they were warning you.
Yeah, they were trying to tell me that my recording wasn't working properly. And yeah, I got back. The video was fine, but there was absolutely no sound. Make no sense because I was using a video camera, and it's recording video, and it always recorded audio, but for some reason, didn't work. No audio whatsoever.
It's a trip. I've had a few times like that too, where they've actually tried to help diagnose or help with problems. Or I'd ask, like, why isn't this working? Like, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
Bet you guys didn't know this. That Uranus could hold a secret to finding life after Northern Lights style aurora discovery. So Uranus could hold a secret.
Oh, mine has a couple.
I bet it does. The Lego butt plug. Todd had posted that in the meme central. It's like if you think stepping on a Lego hurts, try one of these. And it was a big Lego butt plug.
Yeah.
The secret to finding alien life could be lurking in Uranus. Scientists have spotted an infrared northern lights style aurora on the distant planet that could help mankind finally track down ET. They hope the findings could help explain the magnetic fields of other planets in the solar system. Physicist Emma Thomas from the University of Lancaster, who was lead author on the new study, said the temperature of all the gas giant planets, including Uranus, are hundreds of degrees Celsius above what models predict if only warmed by the sun, leaving us with the big question of how these planets are so much hotter than expected. Guys. Okay. By analyzing Uranus's aurora, which directly connects to both the planet's magnetic field and atmosphere, we can make predictions about the atmospheres and magnetic fields of these worlds and hence their suitability for life. She added, our results will go on to broaden our knowledge of ice giant auroras and strengthen our understanding of planetary magnetic fields in our own solar system, at exoplanets, and even our own planet. Earlier this year, scientists revealed new data analysis found 2 of the 27 moons orbiting Uranus could have active oceans deep beneath their surfaces where ETs also could be lurking. News of the lurking ET comes as a time traveler predicts just when life beyond our planet will make contact. Aliens may not be far off, according to Adam, the mysterious bloke claiming he's from the future.
Hmm.
What was that? Believing aliens could be making first contact in 2028, it appears beings from beyond the stars are keen to get in touch sometime soon. In fact, Adam says they are already here on the planet, and it is only a matter of time before they become public knowledge. He claims, in fact, we have known of the existence of aliens before 2028, but it isn't until 2028 that it becomes public knowledge. It was just kept secret until they released it publicly. Is that the one you read, the time traveler you read about, or is that a different one? There's been quite a few time traveler stories lately.
Yeah.
Panda bear. Panda bear. She was raised by raccoons.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, a mommy raccoon adopted her with her babies and let her live with them in our boat until I rescued her.
Oh, yeah.
She
I remember you way back.
sleep with the raccoons. Yeah. And she'd eat with the mama raccoon. They ate together, sniffed noses, and she slept in the boat with the babies. She's so underweight.
Well, this one is one of those could be good, could be bad. Scientists are
Oh, I
building
wanted to hear this one.
a device that could induce lucid dreams on demand. It says a new technology startup hopes to offer a wearable consumer device that can enable anyone to have lucid dreams. If you've ever become aware during a dream and found that you could control what was happening, then you had what is known as a lucid dream. Some people are able to have lucid dreams quite often, while for others it may only happen once in a lifetime. Those who do experience them often report a number of psychological benefits ranging from improvement to their mood to a reduction in symptoms of anxiety and PTSD. This is why Eric Wilberg and Wesley Lewis Berry III decided to fund Prophetic, a new company which claims to produce a wearable device known as a halo that uses ultrasound and machine learning models to detect when dreamers are in REM to induce and stabilize lucid dreams. It's an extraordinary thing to become aware in your own mind and in your own dream. It's a surreal and spiritual-esque experience, Wilberg told Motherboard in a recent interview. Recreationally, it's the ultimate VR experience. You can fly, you can make a building rise out of the ground, you can talk to dream characters, and you can explore. Whether or not the dream can actually whether or not the team, not the dream, can actually, maybe it's the dream team, I don't know, can actually build a working device remains to be seen. As things stand, the first commercially available version of Halo is slated for a tentative release in 2025. The list of benefits of lucid dreaming is long, said Barry. There's everything from helping with PTSD, reducing anxiety, improving mood, confidence, motor skills, and creativity. The benefits are really outstanding. Or it could be a hell of a nightmare. Depends on how your dreams go. I guess it depends on how your mental state would be. I don't know. I've had some dreams that, you wake up and you're like, holy shit, I don't want to go back to sleep because I don't want to dream that anymore. And then I've had dreams where it's been like, oh, I don't want to move because I want to go back to sleep and finish that dream.
Yeah, like I want to go back to that world.
I
I
don't
have
know.
dreams that I don't want to go back to, but it's like you eventually have to go to sleep, and they're the ones that I have to continue the cycle, or it'll keep going. Doesn't matter. It'll wait It's like, you got to sleep sometime. Then we're going to finish the cycle.
Yeah.
As soon as this lights out, you can start back over.
I don't know. I'd probably try it. I'd try anything once.
Yeah, raccoons can be crazy, but this was a cool mama, and I didn't even know it at first. Like, all of a sudden, I was just looking in the boat one night, and I'm counting baby raccoons, and I'm like, wait, and there's that little cat I've been feeding. Like,
Yeah.
she's down under the steering wheel with the raccoons. But that was a mama that'd been there a while. Yeah, you got to be very careful. This one here, Fox had some funny ones going on. These are some of the strange objects that get stuck in people's bodies, according to CDC data.
Speaking of Uranus,
Speaking of Uranus. Magnets, chargers, lollipops, and orange peels are just
What?
some of the surprising objects that people got stuck in their bodies in 2021, according to reports from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission's database. Foreign objects lodged in people's bodies was the 9th leading cause of unintentional injuries that led to emergency room visits in 2021. Why 2021? Was it so much higher?
remember back in 2021 when they
Everybody got a lollipop stuck up their bum. It must have been a TikTok trend.
Yep.
According to data from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, with nearly 278,000 U.S. adults seeking care. Now, before we go on, I have to admit, I too have gone to the emergency room with a foreign object stuck in a crevasse at one point in my life. I was like 4 or 5, and zigzags, when you would twist them, looked almost kind of like angels to me. I called them angel papers. When, are you going to roll the little cigarettes? And I like to watch it. And, a twist at the end, and it would look like a little dress, like if you just twisted the top and then let it hang. And I played with them like angels because we had the angels on the Christmas tree. So I called them angel papers. Give a kid a pack of zigzags. They're busy for hours. For some reason, I wadded some up and shoved them up my nose.
Nice.
And they had to take me to the emergency room and pull zigzags out of my head.
My brother did that, but it was with an almond.
Ooh.
And he had it stuck there for a couple of days.
And just disclosure, my parents are great parents, supervise all that. That was just me being a kid, taking the pack and going in the room. I did what I wanted to do.
I OD'd on talcum powder one time.
As a kid?
Yeah.
You ate it?
No, I didn't eat it, but I was running around the bathroom, and I had this big, squeeze thing of talcum powder, and I was like running around the room, running around the bathroom, going choo choo, popping up, and I was like,
oh no, Rob! Isn't that like a cancer causer now or something?
supposedly, yeah. Maybe that's what's wrong with me.
Well, they say there's also the factor of people absentmindedly poking themselves with objects, especially in the nose, ears, and mouth, he said. Serious injury can occur. Azuriana. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Siegel said he once treated a 10-year-old patient who had a clogged nasal passage that was causing the child a lot of pain. Took me a while to figure out that he had stuck a battery up there, he said. Luckily, it didn't leak, he added, and we were able to get it out. In December 22, a blogger on Defector listed some of the specific foreign objects found in the CPSC database, classified by Orpheus. Some of the items that were lodged in people's ears included a cufflink, wet tissues, a plastic sword. They're using it as an ear pig, I bet. An insect, a rock, a lollipop, a charger, a piece of ice cream cone, a push pin, a pencil eraser, and a battleship game piece. Liquid items placed in the ear included shoe glue added instead of eardrops. Oh, so it was an accident. Lighter fluid, candle wax. You know what they were probably trying to do. And hydrogen peroxide. They're trying to do the old-fashioned earache thing. Was it earache or was it try to get the wax out of your ear where you take the wax, candling?
Yeah, candling. Yeah, for earaches and stuff. And water.
But I don't know what the lighter fluid. Some of the foreign objects put into noses included gum wrappers, a used match, magnets, rice, candy hearts, yarn, jewels, gummy worms, orange peels, an LED light, flowers, cheese, popcorn kernels, and glue. The unintentional swallowing of items results in a high number of ER visits. Some of the ingested foreign objects included a steak knife, a small flashlight, a glue stick, pet toys, coins, office supplies, cigarettes, aluminum foil, hair clips, keys, and darts. Men and women also visited the emergency room after inserting items into their genitalia. For men, some of the foreign objects included sex toys, beads, paper clips, coins, a car key, a pencil, a nail, a ceiling fan chain, a cell phone charger, and a wooden spoon. I think we did the phone charger one. For women, some items included coins, a screw, a pen, a drumstick, a flashlight, a drinking cup, a golf ball, a nail polish bottle, and even a spatula. Some of the items that were placed in rectums included sex toys, spoons, magnets, bottles, crayons, wrenches, action figures, a vegetable peeler, candles, a fishing pole, and an ice cream cone. A July 23rd study published in the American Journal of Emergency Medicine found that nearly 4,000 people are hospitalized each year due to having foreign objects stuck in their rectums. Orifices are not made for foreign object intrusion unless it's a doctor doing it for investigative medical purposes only, said Dr. Siegel. So do not stick things in your ass unless it's a doctor doing it in the name of science. I had a buddy who...
I've played doctor before.
I bet, but I play one on TV.
I'm not a doctor, but I played one in my bedroom one time.
I had a buddy got in the ER because, like you could take top ramen and like pull it, through your nose down your throat and do all that weird shit. Well, he did it with a chain. He would take a chain, like drop it down his nose, through his throat, and do all this stuff. Well, it got stuck in the cartilage. So we were in the emergency room, a bunch of dumb little stoner skater idiots sitting in there. And he's sitting there, with this chain hanging out his nose like a jackass. And this really pretty girl comes in and sits down. He's sitting there and looks over, takes the chain hanging out his nose, wraps it over his ear. Hey, what's up? Sitting there talking to her the whole time like it was an earring and everything.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of stepping on a board with a long nail, yeah, I've done that. My worst long rusty
Ooh.
nail trick was I was climbing in a window, and it was when I first started making surfboards in my parents' garage. I locked myself out of the garage, and I had to climb in the window. So, I get open the window and I'm throw my leg up there, and I'm, kind of shoving myself over the windowsill, and there was a nail in the window that was like bent over. And so, I'm straddling the thing, and the nail, it didn't go in my nuts, luckily, but it went in my leg and out, like the inside of my thigh. The nail like went in a chunk of the meat and came out the other side. So I was stuck like with a nail through the meaty part of the inside of my thigh, right next to the family jewels.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
And you were pegged down to something like that?
Yeah, the nail, I was like straddling the window, and the nail was holding me down because it went
hell,
in.
Rob.
Yeah, it went in part of my leg and out the other side. So yeah, I had to pull myself off the nail, which wasn't fun.
Like lift yourself and try to adjust yourself off of it?
Yeah. Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. And then I had to go to the hospital, emergency room, whatever.
Tetanus.
You get a tetanus shot, and they were like, "So, how did you do this?" And I'm like, I swear I wasn't doing anything weird. And they're like, "Uh-huh. Yeah.
Famous.
Yeah, famous." You know how many times we hear that in the emergency room? I slipped and fell, and the light bulb went up my butt. Yeah. The bottle of shampoo.
Oh, once in a 1 in 100 shot, doc.
Yeah. But yeah, I was legit like stuck to the windowsill with a nail through my leg. And, I went to like push myself up. And then that's when I realized that I wasn't going to get it out that way. Not unless I just ripped a big hole through my leg. Yeah, it was gnarly.
And then you have to worry about other things not getting caught in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad it was my leg. I'll just put it that way.
If you stapled your nut to the window.
Although, speaking while we're going there,
Let's go there.
I had a friend that he was a deaf kid, and he was in our little skateboard group. I may have told this story before. We built a big half pipe, and all the neighborhood kids were over there. We're skating it. And Tom, the deaf kid, he goes up, and tries like something, comes down, falls. And, you learn to fall when you're skating, and you just slide it out. Well, he was sliding down the half pipe, and there was a nail that was sticking up. And when he slid down the half pipe, the nail ripped his nuts open. Yeah. It was a deaf kid with bloody pants going, no, making the most god awfulest noises.
What was he saying?
He was just, making deaf kid noises.
Oh yeah, he was deaf.
And it was like a nightmare for everybody to see.
And he was bleeding out his nuts.
He was, yeah. And then, we went to see him in the hospital. And as if it wasn't bad enough to begin with, then, he pulls the sheet back and shows us his nuts. And they're like this big and they're black.
No!
Something
No!
straight out of a horror movie.
Black?
Yeah. Some sort of bruising had taken effect. Yeah, he was all sewed back up. But yeah, man, it was freaking gnarly. Gnarly. So yeah, we all got back to the ramp, and it was like, yeah, it's time to resurface the half pipe and make sure there's no nails sticking out anywhere. And then it was after that we got on the half pipe. It was all completely nice and new. We've totally resurfaced it. And then one of my friends was skating, and he was taking pictures. My friend was skating, another friend was taking pictures, and he busted his ass, shot the skateboard out. The skateboard went flying off the edge of the half pipe and hit my buddy right in the face. Completely like busted his face open. Man, that half pipe, it must have been cursed. Everybody got really hurt on it.
Where was it at?
It was in my friend's backyard.
Oh, what's to say if it's on your haunted land, their haunted land.
Yeah. But back in the day, like everybody ate shit. Everybody got hurt. That was part of
everybody got hurt on them. You didn't learn if you didn't get hurt.
Yeah, and nobody sued anybody. That was part of skateboarding. You ate shit, you got hurt sometimes. That's part of it. You
want to be a bit, go and cry about it. I got hurt on your property skateboarding.
I remember we had a half pipe or a quarter pipe in one of my buddy's yards, and he actually broke his wrist that day, and his dad was freaking out, when he realized that he got that hurt. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna have to tear this down because somebody's gonna get hurt and they're gonna sue us. And I was like, what? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But the parents, it's like the kids one, but some parent might.
Yeah. But even then, like I would never like want my parents to, I'm like that. No, nobody's going to sue because, you're cool enough to let us have a ramp in your yard. Nobody's going to sue you because that means nobody's going to be able to skate here.
Exactly. And it's not your fault.
Defeating the purpose. Yeah, I remember sitting there, and even his son that broke his wrist, he was like, that's part of skateboarding, Dad. You get hurt. That's just part of it. It's going to happen sooner or later. Yeah.
God, that's something that's really lost on the new generations now.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting hurt and moving on.
No, that didn't end his skateboard career. It did for a little while. He was a really good skater too. But yeah, he climbed back on board.
And got back on the horse.
Everybody was like, why is Tom wearing an athletic cup?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Days of growing up.
Do you have another one?
Yeah, I got one more here, and then my video.
I have two more, but I might not do the last one. It
This
might be
one,
fast. I'll skip through it quick.
This one, I think Ariana sent me this the other day. Oh, come on, share screen. Why don't you cooperate with me? Here we go.
Ouch, your mama, James.
Don't do anything you don't want to explain to paramedics. Exactly.
Right?
I've had some explaining to do a few times.
Unfortunate explaining.
Yeah. Man, that sounds like that might have hurt.
Mm.
And
Order Rob. Zariana. Oh yeah, that would be bad. That would be bad for a lot of reasons.
wow,
Yeah.
I just kicked myself out.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do it right.
Okay. Police ticket Florida man driving a booty patrol truck. Because it's Florida, right? Oh, let's see. This week in Florida news, police pulled over and ticketed a Florida man driving a Florida truck marked Booty Patrol. The DeSoto County Sheriff's Office gave Gabriel Luvano a $113 citation for impersonating a police officer because his Chevy Silverado had prohibited flashing blue and red lights. The paint and Booty Patrol decals were not the issue. He made it look like a border patrol truck, but it says Booty Patrol. Luvino added a $5,000 worth of lights to the $75,000 truck, which he doesn't use on the road. He never intended to actually impersonate an officer, but just wanted to have a little fun because he was bored. It's hard to imagine a better Florida story. Just a kid with what must be a monstrous car loan making his truck look like a border patrol vehicle as a goof. And then he gets pulled over and the people start making fun of the actual cops. And for some reason, there's a short clip showing a chicken on the hood of his truck in the news story. And there was a video, they were kind of interviewing him. And yeah, there was in fact had like a towel on the hood of the truck, and there was a big chicken just standing there. I don't know what that's about.
Is this pet?
Maybe. I don't know.
This kid has some like rich parents, huh?
It must, yeah. Then it says the fact that he didn't have a pet alligator in the bed of the truck, and he wasn't.
Oh, he's gonna give the chicken to the alligator.
No, this is the fact that he didn't have a pet alligator in the bed of the truck, and he wasn't wearing a female body inspector FBI hat is probably the only surprising part of the story. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, because it's Florida. Because Florida.
And he said, in the interview that I watched, he never used the red and blue flashing lights when he was on the road. Didn't want to make it look like a cop car, but he said he would use them, on private property or in a parking lot or something like that.
When you're allowed to, like if you have a sound car or something.
Yeah. But he said, plenty of cops have come up and like had a picture taken next to the truck thinking it was funny, but apparently this one cop didn't think it was funny and gave him a ticket and
didn't have a sense of humor.
Yeah. Didn't have his donuts that day, maybe. I don't know.
Definitely funny to have it in Texas or AZ. I don't know. I think it's pretty funny to be in Florida.
Booty inspector. Hey.
This one here. Going into about how the occult is, they're trying to get our children into the occult, supposedly. And all the weird satanic stuff. Oh, I heard a glitch. It was creepy. It was a Splash Mountain. The animatronics went down as they're about to go down Splash Mountain. And they're like, all of a sudden, like, and something's wrong. In like a creepy voice. It sounded like they're going through straight hell. That was like the creepiest, scariest looking ride I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
I guess they like closed it down for like a long time after that. And then I got stuck looking at all these other videos of like when the animatronics like glitch and go wrong. But that was creepy. That sounded like someone did it on purpose. And I thought they need to play that shit backwards.
Yeah, really.
Because it sounded satanic. Well, here we have parents fume at sick after school Satan club, but no goats will be sacrificed. And on the picture there, they've got the flyers like, hey kids, let's have some fun at after school Satan club. They're trying to get rid of God, trying to get rid of the Bible, they're trying to get rid of anything spiritual, but and Facebook did say that you can show. Well, I don't want to tell people because they'll do the wrong thing. They'll allow certain things if you say it's because of your religion. This being one of them. Parents have been left furious over. Oh, Panda, not on the computer. Would you do it? Oh no. Okay.
Could it be Satan?
Wait, she just screwed my whole computer up. Hold
Uh-oh.
on. I don't even know how to fix it now. God damn it. I need to figure out how to get the picture to. God damn it, Panda Bear. How do I make it go smaller? I can't even believe this. It's completely fucked. Okay. Escape. Escape always saves me. Panda, you guys cannot walk on my shit. And now you are fucking up my altar. Okay, Panda. Let go.
Cat's
Let go.
gone wild.
Panda Bear. You're pissing Mama off. I'm pissing Mama off right now. Be calm. Founded by members of the Salem-based Satanic Temple, after school Satan Club plans to start meeting at Lebanon Elementary School in Connecticut next month. Oh, it's at a primary school in the U.S. There are already 8 of the. God, she throws me off. I hate that shit. There are already 8 of the Satan Kids clubs being hosted across several U.S. states, but the Lebanon Elementary Club marks its first in Connecticut. A flyer for the new club was posted to Facebook by the Satanic Temple, announcing it will start at 3:30 p.m. on December 1st and last an hour, with more dates for 2024 already scheduled. Hey kids, let's have fun at After School Satan Club, the flyer reads. The poster explains the Satanic Temple sees Satan as a literary figure who represents rejecting tyranny and championing the human mind and spirit. It claims the club doesn't seek to convert children to any religion, but helps them to think for themselves. Activities to be hosted at the Children's Club include science projects, community service projects, puzzles, games, nature activities, and arts and crafts. But locals have been left outraged over the new club as they dub it demonic and sickening. One person commented, "All of you need help. Leave the innocent children alone. Your world is demonic. Keep the children out of it." Another added, "This is disgusting." A third wrote, "Wow, as if kids aren't fucked up enough." One concerned parent even claimed they'd remove their child from school to keep them away from the club, commenting, "This seriously concerns me. My son will be homeschooled." And that would be me. Not even because of this. My kids would have been yanked way before any of this. But the club's campaign director, June Everett, insists parents have nothing to be worried about. "We do not teach about Satan. We do not teach them songs to sing to their friends. There's no pro something that takes place at all within our club. The Satanic Temple doesn't believe in introducing religion into public schools and will only open their Satan after school clubs in schools where other religious groups are already operating so they can provide an alternative, according to its website. ASSC exists to provide a safe and inclusive alternative to the religious clubs that use threats of eternal damnation to convert school children to their belief system, the website reads. They claim they're not interested in converting children to Satanism, and the club instead focuses on science, critical thinking, creative arts, and good works for the community. In 2001, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that a school district can't prohibit the First Amendment free speech right of groups seeking access to meet on school grounds. Emma explained the club doesn't worship Satan and is just seeking equal treatment because the school currently hosts the Good News Club, a Christian-based after-school club sponsored by the Child Evangelism Fellowship every week. We do not worship the devil. We're not sacrificing goats or babies. We're simply having equal access to the space that we have the right to, she said. Sounds like a satanic Karen. In a statement, Lebanon Police Public Schools Superintendent Andrew Gonzalez said, not everyone will agree with or attend meetings of every group that is approved to use the school facilities. However, prohibiting particular organizations from assessing our school buildings based on the perspectives they offer or express could violate our obligations under the First Amendment and other applicable law and would not align with our commitment to do non-discrimination, equal protection, and respect diverse viewpoints. No, because someone says they want to come to the school to do like perverted things and, have Mamba meetings and there's got to be a line.
Yeah.
Somebody else said, while many condemned the club, called for it to be made illegal. Some thought it was a good idea. I love this idea. I support this and will be signing my kids up too. One person commented on the Facebook flyer. Second said, I'm in Connecticut and a lot of people are losing their minds over this. Well, I'm over here like, I want this at my kids' school too. A third wrote, yay, so glad you're coming to my state. No one will be able to see you signed up. No one can send messages. Oh. You go to this publication, they tell you how to, I guess it's kind of like a secret way you have to sign up. They treat their community members to competitions, special offers, promotions, and if you don't like our community, you can check it out anytime you like. You can leave our community and then just click and go and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Yay or nay? Think they should give you...
I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. I'm Chucky.
Should they have equal opportunity or nay?
I don't know, man. The world is just a weird place. If I had kids, I wouldn't have them in school.
No public school. Not until it gets restructured, like the government gets out of it. Oh, we need time for your video.
Oh, yeah.
The last one I had was just basically in Florida, a human skull was found in a thrift store. So, yeah, Florida had a human skull. There's some pictures of it. They're working to try to test the skull. They don't think it's suspicious or anything, but yeah, go into their store. You never know what you might see.
Yeah, it's not a thrift store, but it's a treasure hunting store here. And yeah, there's 3 human skulls in there. I was looking at them going, wow, those are real.
The same one?
What's that?
The same thrift store, a different one?
No, yeah, this isn't a thrift store. It's a treasure, like a treasure store, treasure hunting store, where they sell, all kinds of artifacts and metal detectors and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I thought you were just saying that. That's cool.
But yeah, there's 3 human skulls in there. Last time I was in there, there was 3. There might not be any now. I don't know.
I think you mentioned that before. Hotel California because you check in anytime you like, but you can never ever leave.
Yep. Let's see. Where's the damn video at? That'd be.
I thought I was hearing my voice.
Well, ain't that something? Ain't that a fun to do?
Ain't that about a bitch?
Ain't that a bitch? Where'd the damn video go that I'm supposed to be sharing? Let's look here. Is it there? Okay, here we go. I found it. Just don't want it full screen. Share screen window. Click that button. Click share. Now click add to stage. Bada boom. Bada bing. Here we go. This week's crystal of the week is green jade. Jade is a name used to describe 2 different minerals. The first of which is nephrite, a calcium magnesium silicate with a hardness of 6. It's most commonly found in shades of pale to dark green and typically contains yellowish hues, but can also display hues of white, gray, brown, and black. Nephrite is commonly found in New Zealand with serpentine deposits and along the edges of water sources. It's also commonly found in Australia, Russia, China, Taiwan, Canada, Zimbabwe, and the USA, Alaska, and Wyoming. The second mineral known as jade is jadeite, which is a sodium aluminum silicate with a hardness of 6.5 to 7. Jadeite has a less glassy luster than nephrite, appearing more dull and waxy with more vivid colorations. Although it is most commonly found in green, it can also occur in white, orange, yellow, gray, black, and lavender formations. Its first recorded discovery was by conquistadors in Mesoamerica and was brought back to Europe. The primary source of jadeite is Burma, but it also has localities in Japan, Guatemala, Kazakhstan, Canada, Turkey, Cuba, Russia, South America, and the USA. The best way to distinguish between nephrite and jadeite is through a chime test. When tapped with a hard object, chime, nephrite will let out a musical tone, while jadeite will not. Some of the meaning and energy behind green jade. The common color associated with jade is a powerful healing stone for the heart. The strong energies it carries can be felt almost immediately when touched, especially when held close to the heart. Its energies flow outwards toward the heart, injecting it with love and balance that can soften any weight one holds within it. Jade itself has a nurturing heart within its energetic makeup that seeks to heal, replenish, and support. Its energies pulse steadily and abundantly throughout the body from the heart, providing physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Working with this stone provides a true heart-to-heart connection, not only with the stone itself, but also with divine love. Green jade is a strong earth element stone, and it has a very deep connection with Mother Earth. It's an incredible ally with understanding and connecting with nature, allowing one to work directly with nature, energy, and integrate it with their own energetic field. This helps to nurture your chi energy, just like the trees, giving it a strong root of love in the heart so it can steadily increase, grow, and flourish. Green jade will also aid in maintaining the connection to nature energy, even when only one is away from nature. Green jade is also one of the very few stones that will transmute the negative energies surrounding you, and release it into positive vibrations of love and joy that will benefit everyone in your environment. It brings the mind and body into harmony and promotes stabilization of one's personality. Jade is a very calming stone that should be carried by anyone who has trouble dealing with situations or simply feel overwhelmed daily. This stone aids in realizing that we are all spiritual beings on the journey of human life, and in turn helps one become who they truly are in this physical life. Jade is an excellent stone for young ones as it's used to protect children from harm and aids in maintaining purity and serenity. It's also very useful for those who feel they have lost touch with their inner child and can be of great aid in mending emotional wounds from the past so that one may reclaim their purity. It's recommended to wear jade or keep it nearby when recovering from physical injuries, as it can undo physical damage. Working with jade or putting a piece in your pocket before bed will allow for a full, harmonious recovery of the physical body while resting. Jade is also a very helpful dream stone. Placing a piece under your pillow, your pillowcase, or even taping a piece to your forehead will assist in lucid dreaming and enhance the abilities of dream recall, even though you might look strange with it taped to your forehead. But nobody's looking, right? Throughout the time, jade has been used as a stone of abundance and prosperity. It's also been used to aid in shamanistic practices and astral travel. In ancient Chinese culture, jade was used to strengthen the body through life and protect the soul after death. Some items that excavation teams have found consist of jade pendants, musical instruments, massive amounts of different sized jade gems. Jade is believed to be one of the stones used in the breastplate of the high priest as well as Aaron in the Old Testament. So there you go. There's a little bit about green jade, this week's crystal of the week. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, the piece of jade that was in the video there is this one right here. It's one of those crazy carved balls that has a ball inside it, that has a ball inside it, that has another ball inside it.
Oh, I wanted one of those before. I was looking at yours, like you had a necklace in your video. I got my fingernail in it. This is one of my favorite, but I don't really wear it that much. Anyway, it's a jade cross.
Oh, yeah.
And the
nice.
cross is jade also. I have some all over the room, but these are some of my favorites. And then this was carved out of one piece.
Oh, yeah.
Except it did end up falling. It was made in India and it cracked. So I had to glue it somewhere. I think one of the elephants, something had to get glued on. And then I've got like the little Buddhas.
Jaded Buddhas, yep.
He has a little platform that he sits on.
Nice.
Underneath my gem tree. Jade is good stuff. Lori and I were talking about it the other day because one of the pictures I sent, the broomsticks, that was behind it. So she was asking about it. And then she sent a little jade elephant she has that reminded me of what was in your video.
Yeah.
Let me see your ball again, though. I've always wanted one like that. It's a snake or a dragon?
It's kind of dragon-esque-y. It's got all kinds of things on it. It's got, like, on that side, there's a flower.
I was just wondering, like, how long it takes. I'm sure after a while, like, people can do it pretty easier, quicker, but to sit there and have to start from the inside and
Yeah,
How long?
it's definitely a crazy art form. Yeah, it's all one piece. That's
I might have even watched a video once before of somebody like starting to work on it the way they had to like start, like basically you make the holes in the middle like of this one piece to start
yeah.
making the little balls spin on the inside, and then you like carve. It's crazy.
This piece that was in the video. Let me get back to it real quick. That piece.
Oh my gosh, when I seen that, I was like, holy crap.
That's on eBay right now, and it's like just under $5,000 for a big giant slab of jade. Yeah.
That would be cool in like a kitchen or a bathroom or something, or
Yeah.
your living room, like a backsplash. Or like if you could have light go through it, like
Yeah.
you had like a hole inlaid it into the wood of your house,
Yep.
like a window. I liked that piece that you had there too. That right there, is it
Yeah.
like a disc? I mean a plate.
Yeah. It's like a slab that's been cut. Yeah. Bunch of cool stuff. That's a big, huge chunk too.
God, I'd love to like. I just want to like lay on, like hug that. Jeff used to always get jade pieces for me, especially when we go into the city. His dad always wears it, and Jeff always has on a piece of jade. I have a really pretty piece of purple jade too, lavender jade. A friend had gotten me for my birthday. It's like a little necklace, and it says love or something on it in Chinese. It's a little symbol, and I think it has a dragon on the back, but it's violet jade.
Oh yeah, the table that was in my little vacation video. Yeah. Yeah, that thing was awesome. Yeah, it was cool. The girl that rented us that Airbnb, her husband makes that stuff.
What was it?
Let me see if I can get to his website real quick. He has a picture of it on there that's really good. It was a coffee table.
Don't be mad, baby girl.
Yeah, here it is right here.
Don't be mad at me. Oh, jade bathtub. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, this was the... Damn it. This was the coffee table that was in the Airbnb that we stayed at.
Is that poured paint or is that a piece of stone?
It's wood, and it's been painted, and then it's been epoxied.
Oh, so it's got to have like the beach scene on it.
Yeah, and it was...
I love those.
Yeah. Did a killer job on this thing. Yeah, he does all kind of cool stuff. Surfboard tables, and this towel hanger was in the bathroom.
He made all of it.
Yeah, he makes all this stuff. But yeah, the coffee table, it was badass. I was like, man, I want to take this home.
Oh yeah. It even looks like little waves underneath it.
Yeah, it's all cut out down here. Yeah, the whole house was really cool. It was decorated really nice, and hell, it was cheaper than the hotel that we were going to stay at, and it was a whole 2-bedroom house.
And he looks comfortable and happy there.
Yeah, I could definitely make those, Debbie, for sure. If I could ever get my garage cleaned out, I got a full woodworking set up out there. That's all like brand new. I just don't even have any room to like use it right now because I got too much shit in my garage.
I have that dryer blower thing they use to like blow the white foam.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to. I was gonna start like with a cutting, like getting a cutting board or a charcuterie board type piece of wood, and try it for like my first. But I've watched a shit ton of videos on doing those epoxy ocean pours like that. I
Yep.
used to send them to you all the time because I'm like, Rob,
Yep.
get some driftwood, some stuff, and like let's get this going. I know you could do a great job.
Yep. Yeah, I got a couple of paintings that I'm trying to get motivated to get done. Yeah, I need to declutter my house big time.
And that's my project for this. It's gonna be a whole new vibe.
Gotta declutter. We've got my house is somewhat decluttered, but my garage is a total disaster area.
You can do it. Your garage is always, even when you clean it, it's still.
Yeah. Yeah, I spent like 2-3 weeks cleaning it, and it's just a shit show still. Get too much crap. I need to declutter. Have a giant garage sale. Got 2 boats, a truck in my driveway that I don't use. I got like a motorcycle in my garage that I don't ride anymore. And it's only got 700 miles on it. It's like
700.
Yeah. Yep. Gonna be a big yard sale here one of these days soon. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Got another shark tooth trip planned for next Tuesday, I think. Going inland to look for shark's teeth this time, not the beach. Makes sense, right?
I told you what I see in my vision.
Yep.
And you're gonna look down and you're gonna see the water glistening in the sun. You're gonna look down at the big rocks and say, you're like, oh damn. It's gonna be like this in your hand. It's gonna be at least this big in your hand. You're gonna be able to close your hand on it, but you're gonna be like, oh damn.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so.
If anything, it's always a good time to get out there and like gold mining and stuff. Even when you only get little tiny bits, dredging and sluicing all day and stuff, or little tiny bit, you feel so good.
Yeah.
Of course, you still want the presents, but
Yep.
it still feels so good to get out there.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to get something going out here because I need to.
Yeah. It's funnier, Azariana, when you go, like, especially when you go inland and you're in these creeks and whatnot, you can't dig on any of the, like the sides of the creek. You can't dig into the wall of the creek. You have to stay in the creek, and any arrowheads or anything like that, any Native American artifacts that you find,
You get on your knees in the water and slip it in your bottom zipper pocket.
yeah, really.
I mean, you turn it into the nearest authority.
Yeah, stick it in your boot. No, I didn't say that. No, it's illegal to take them. You got to leave them where them where they lie. You can't take arrowheads or anything like that. Stupid law, but it is a law, and it was started supposedly because of grave robbing and stuff like that. Well, you're in a creek. You're not robbing anybody's grave, but it all falls under the same thing. If you find arrowheads in the creek, you can't take them out. I used to find arrowheads in my yard all the time. If you're on private property, you can keep them. But if you're out about in the water, yeah, you're especially if you're on a tour with somebody, you can't take them.
We have Brushing Peak up here. We used to have wagon trail. Livermore used to be Harrisville, and very, very historic out here, and lots of Indians and lots of settling. Brushing Peak is a big part where there's the caves. There's even some glyphics up there, but they had found a shit ton of artifacts inside the caves that they took out, and they said, like, if you go up there, like, there's bike trails, all these different intermediate to hard, whatever. If you find anything, you have to leave it. If you find a arrowhead, you have to leave it. There is one part though where all of a sudden it's public, or there's a spot where there's a loophole that if it happens to flow in one spot and you find it in this one little chunk of the stream, it still counts. You can take it.
Yeah, I've got some stuff that you're not legally allowed to have, but I've had it for years and years and years, and I don't intend to sell it or get rid of it. So
Yeah,
I've got some ivory and some other stuff that would be highly suspect nowadays.
but it was obtained before the law.
I've got several pieces that have scrimshaw on them.
What's
That
has what?
Scrimshaw, like, carved and inked designs in them.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people that conveniently look at it, and when they go to put it back in the water, it somehow goes in their boot or something.
yeah. I drop it and accidentally fluttered into my shoe.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks to find something like that could be, hundreds and hundreds of years old, and you're supposed to just leave it there,
Especially knowing it could get buried. We could have a big rainstorm and all of a sudden it's going to be under a bunch of muck and lost forever.
Yeah.
I had different feelings about, certain things where you don't want to ruin like a certain area and there's pottery and, this and that. But then, I don't know. I just have different feelings about depending on the circumstance.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're digging it up and it's obviously, in a grave site, I mean, that's one thing, but I don't know. This is out in the middle of nowhere in a, I don't know. Maybe it could have been a grave site back then. I don't know. It's a creek nowadays. Who knows? I don't know. Well, I don't know how.
Oh, or like, it got wet and their graves got flooded. And so everything got mixed together.
Or it could have just been an arrow that an Indian shot at an animal and lost the arrow, and the freaking arrowhead's been laying there for 200 years.
Yeah.
Who knows? That always trips me out though, when you do find, I mean, it's the same with any kind of fossil. I've got a mammoth tooth sitting in there, and a big megalodon tooth and stuff, and those things are millions of years old. When you find them, it's like, whether it's a crystal or, a shark tooth or a mammoth tooth or an arrowhead. Arrowheads aren't as old, but when you find like a big megalodon tooth or something,
energy.
You're the first person to you may be the first person ever to be touching that tooth, because damn sure wasn't nobody touching it when it was in the shark's mouth. If they were, they probably didn't have a good day. The day didn't end well.
Yeah. Or if it was used as a tool, like a hammer point or something or other, you would see like the marks of where it was like tied on. I found a couple small arrowheads out here, like different areas. They're always pretty small. Sometimes you don't even know. You'll be like, is that an arrowhead or not? I'll keep it and find out later. Yeah, it was an arrowhead. And sometimes you can, really tell.
Yeah.
But those were legit spots I was allowed to keep them. One of them was kind of closed, questionable, but the rest was totally legit.
Yeah, this says, is it illegal to find arrowheads in Florida? Simply picking up an arrowhead from state lands won't get you sent to jail, but the park ranger or FWCC officer will likely tell you to leave it in the park or turn it in. If I'm not going to turn it in, I'm going to leave it in the freaking park.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn it in for somebody else to take home.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, what? No.
But however, the intentional looting of archaeological sites on state grounds will land you in jail and in big, big trouble.
Because only they can do it.
Yeah, exactly. What's the big problem with collecting artifacts? Why can't a kid just pick up an arrowhead? The problem isn't kids picking up arrowheads. It's how a lot of people get interested in archaeology. The problem is these objects are part of a common past and belong to everyone, not just people who want to take them. Just like sea oats belong to everyone and provide a vital role for our beaches, so they're protected by law. Artifacts belong to everyone and provide vital information about our heritage, and so are protected by law. Yeah, but you can't learn about the history or the heritage of it if you don't look at it and study it.
Yeah, and get to see it.
Yeah,
If it's like buried under the dirt and the muck, you're not even going to know it's there.
exactly. You know, it exists, but just in fairy tale forms if you can't actually look at it. I don't know. It's a weird law.
Yeah, it is. And there are, it's a touchy subject.
But like I said, that's on state lands. If you're in your own yard and a creek runs through it or whatever, you can find what you find and keep what you keep. Like I say, I used to find arrowheads and clay marbles and pottery and stuff like that when I was a kid. Like my mom could say, go outside and find an arrowhead, and I could be back in the house in 10 minutes with like 3 of them. It was crazy.
When I lived on the land out here where, it's Harrisville and the road, Tesla used to actually turn into an old road. The gate of my ex's parents' house was an old schoolhouse and stuff from the 1800s. It's like in the books, the Livermore books and all that. And we'd go out there digging and we'd find like old paper, old shit, like way deep down, old pencils from like the schoolhouse. But like in high school, we let friends come with us and we'd go digging and everything. But it was like anything you find though is ours, because like this is our land. And we had the right to say that.
Yep. Exactly.
Bottles, everything. I mean, sometimes we let them keep a bottle depending what it was, but
yeah, I keep saying it. I got to go out and dig in my backyard here. I'm going to take the weather's been really shitty here forever now. And, I don't know if it's like that tomorrow. If it stops raining, I may go out there with the metal detector and poke around in my backyard.
you should.
Because I don't know what, I had one of my friends that he's an archaeological, whatever that word is, archaeologist. And he works for the county, and he looked up my land here and said there doesn't ever seem to be any buildings or anything on it. Of course, he could only look up so far back, but he said at one point it looked like there was some sort of like barn kind of place with livestock or something, maybe. But who knows? I don't know. You can go out in the backyard, like where my yard is, actually, it's got a bunch of fill dirt. It was built up, but beyond that, I've got another 75, almost 100 feet in the back that's 50 feet wide. And it's just land that hasn't been filled. And if you go out there with a shovel, it's hard to even get a shovel in the ground because there's broken glass and all kinds of crap in the ground. So it'd be cool if it was like an old dump site or something, Could find bottles and who knows what.
The place across from his parents' land, because then we are like on the other side. And this is kind of by like Sandia and Site 300, all that across the way. We had access because they would let our cattle go from our land to their land. They rented our cattle to go over there and help keep the grass down. So we got to go over there, and that's where the caves were and stuff. Like a girl I went to school with actually was murdered and burnt in one of them caves, which is a sad thing. But we could go over there and do all this. Well, it was on a 70s dump. So it's like a 70s dump film. We have all the coal mines and coal shafts and all that out here too. But we'd find all sorts of Clorox bottles and, 70s type ceramic and the little beads and find where the old outhouses were and find the block top bottles that the cowboys would just throw down into the outhouse.
Yeah. Cool. I guess we'll be on Paranormal Soup. I think I'll be here this Sunday. Yeah, I should be. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore these days. I'm having a mental breakdown.
I would like to join you.
I need that device to make me lucid dream.
Just thinking that. Let's go. Let's float away.
Let's go on a trip, never leave the house.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap us up. We're way past time. So it's 2:22 here. So that means, what is it there?
Oh, it is 11:22. 222.
Okay.
That is unity, the number 2.
Yep. 2:22. All right. We're out of here. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
With us. We'll see you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you
Later
for
on.
coming.
Exactly.
I missed you guys.